If something comes up and we have complaints, now we've handled complaints through here. We've had noise ordinance complaints. Hey, we've got folks playing music too loud, or we've got folks, you know, they've got all kind of crap out in their yards, or we've got people with their septic running out, and we've handled those in-house with the appropriate folks, and it's taken a letter. I mean, how many has not complied?
There's no, I would say maybe 5%.
Maybe 5% is not complied. But after the second letter, did they comply?
Some of them. And I think also it's the fact that we know somebody's working with us. It's not even, it's just if we can see that there's progress, there's conversation there, then, you know, I'm okay with that. These are the ones that there's nothing on. They're basically thumbing their nose at you, like, whatever. They have no intent to do anything unless you have the manpower to, the backbone to deal with it.
And I think once we look at this, we approve something like this, then the council sits down, we have a work session, and we work it out together. Hey, here's what we'd like to see. This is, and we tailor it to that. Sit down with Jeff, sit down with Opie Bowen, and then we have an agreement, literally. They will say, okay, this is how we're gonna work, and they'll put a process together for working these issues with Nelson.
We've still got our judge at.
We do. We still have it. So if something were to happen and we wanted to have court here,
Right.
that's another thing. I also have a call into Rick Jones, that's our magistrate judge for here. I've got a call into him to see what it would cost to have court here quarterly. I don't know what it would cost, but maybe that's another option that the council could look at. Maybe we don't have court in Cherokee County. Maybe we do it here once a quarter. We still have to have backing to serve those summons, and we still have to have, you know. The plus side of that is that we get inspections.
We can do all the building stuff through the county.
You can do building inspections and code enforcement. I'm not a building inspector. I've never been to school for it. I couldn't go out there and tell you anything about putting up a building, building a new house, adding on. I don't have that. I know what our ordinances say, but I'm not an inspector. So it would give us that, again, free of cost. They're just helping the city out. So,
I think it's around $1,500 a month, but the rest on the court. Back
I don't remember, I wouldn't surprise me if that was true.
well, if you're only doing that 4 times a year, $6,000. And if the council felt that strong about having court in Cherokee County versus having court here, maybe that's something that can be added to our budget. So, I mean, I believe there's room for it. And I believe there's room for a trial, just to, you know, to make sure that we are upholding our city's code enforcement.
And so they should tailor it to what, it's our agreement. They'll tailor it to whatever we need it to be tailored to.
And I'd like to see a couple, you know, couple council members. I know we can't do 3 or more. Can we do 3? Can we have 3 council members if we're working with, to tailor this agreement, like with our attorney and our judges?
It's a,
I mean, we're not voting, we're just tailoring
it's
our
a meeting,
process.
but you can do it. One notice the meeting.
Okay. So maybe that's something that we could get 2 to 3 people that would be willing on the council to sit down with the attorneys and help, and of course the marshal, and hammer out our process.
We've actually talked with Marshall too about this to make sure
I did.
that we're all on the same page.
Yeah, I spent a good bit of time with him on the phone, so. And of course with Opie Bowen as well, and talking the legal terms, and who suggested that we get with Jeff and sit down and hash everything out, you know, to get a process of this is how we want to see this work for our city. And so, anything else you want to add? I know you've done a lot of work on that as well.
No, I think the main thing was just, you know, answering questions that anytime if we request service, it's coming from the council. It's not coming from one of us. It's a decision as a whole, and that'll be for the next council as well. You don't have somebody calling in on the neighbors or calling in complaining, because everything gets diverted back here to see if we want them to handle it. And I know that was a big sticking point. And they've said that they'll do whatever we want them to do. You know, I mean, she's talked to like the actual marshal and the county too. It's not, you know, third-party stuff or I think or maybe or, you know, these are answers that are coming directly from the people that are handling this.
So y'all can check and see if the whole court here for it. That's my sticker right there. The court.
So if we vote to put some type of MSA agreement in there and have Cherokee County deliver our papers and civil stuff, then, yeah, I see no, I mean, like you said, if it's 1,500, even if it's 2,000, you're looking at $8,000 a year. We just need
Honestly,
to.
probably wouldn't need it once a quarter. I wouldn't be surprised
I would
if
say
we probably do it
like-
twice a year.
And I think honestly, after it's done once or twice, I honestly can't see it really happening much more after that, just because then it's known that we have an avenue to deal with it.
You remember once that guy spent 90 days in Pickens County Jail, you know?
And like I said, I don't want to use it as an avenue to harass the citizens. I'd like to use it as an avenue for the council to literally protect our citizens. We got vagrants up and down on these tracks, and I have nothing against homeless people, don't get me wrong, I don't, I feel bad for them. But at the same time, you never know who's walking up and down your tracks, you never know who's, like, there's a whole group of them, we talked about it last meeting, that's living behind ball ground, and they've got 60 days to get out, where are they going? You know, now we've asked for Cherokee County and
Down there
Pickens
on
County.
Walton, right?
Yeah, we've asked for Cherokee County and Pickens County to beef up their, you know, their drive-throughs here,
And they have been.
and they have been. So, with that said, is there any other discussion? Anybody have anything that they'd like to add to that?
I just want to find out if we can do it like that. If we can, I'm not voting on it, but I ain't gonna vote on it like it is. I mean,
What I suggest is that maybe we craft what we want,
Well, they already said that, we just have to
and we
vote.
send it to them, and see if they would accept it. This is what we want.
This
This is how we want it to be. If you're fine with it, then
So this is
Tell
what
us
they
you're
said.
fine, and
They
then
already
we can vote on it.
said, they've already
That's
said
what
they
they told
would. This is what I've already had that conversation. They will, once they adopt the MSA agreement, the council adopts the MSA agreement, then there's a meeting with you, O.B. Bowen, the marshal, couple council members, and then we tailor a process of how we want to flow.
They just wanted to.
In other words, it
know
comes through the council the same way it's always been. We send our letters out and give 15 to 30 days to comply. If they don't comply, then, you know, we deal with it. Our main issue here and what we're working on is the 3 houses that we need the condemning process to start.
we don't need them for that, we can do that.
Yeah.
So we can start the process, but in order to deliver paperwork to say this, you still have to have, right?
Some of it,
Okay. So
depending on what we're doing.
there you go. So we have that, and then we have the body shop. So those
That's
are,
been back to 2010.
yeah, those are our 4 right now that we're looking at, and nothing else. So,
Right, so these are heavy hitters, this isn't.
We need to have a
trim
work
grass, or
session,
you need
all
to-
of us.
Yeah,
and
we can
come up
do
with-
something like that and have, and then talk about how to tailor it to the city, or get a process for it.
we need to do that before we vote on it, and I don't want to vote on it until I see everything that's gonna be in it before I vote.
It's already there, David.
What?
Everything is
We're not got an agreement on doing court here.
We gotta have the specifics on it before we vote on
I
it.
The
don't want
court.
to vote on something, I don't even know what I'm voting on.
So you're voting on code enforcement, you're voting on zoning, tailored to the city, you're voting on inspections that'll be done through Cherokee County for all of your inspections, your builds, your remodels, all that, your permitting, which is all free. And then how you handle it from there, if you want to have court, you look at your budget and then you say, we want to have court here.
Well, I want to find all that out before I vote to agree to it. I don't want to do something and then find out we can't afford it.
Why can't we tailor it before we vote on it? That's what we're talking about.
What are you
Exactly.
telling them?
The delivery process, the details, everything.
That's something you decide.
We can go ahead and vote on it if you want to right now.
But I think you should, and then you have a meeting with,
that's what they had told her, so basically we'll have an agreement with them, and then the details are hashed out as you go.
they're not gonna do anything until you hash it out, and then you
So
say
we
this is.
agree to something we don't know what we're voting on.
You do know what you're voting on. You're voting on an
Okay, let's go
amendment.
ahead and vote then.
Does everybody else know what they're voting on here? Have you read the paper?
Yeah,
Have you?
but I don't like it the way it is.
We'll
Okay,
go
we
ahead and
also
vote.
took an oath to uphold the charter and the city. And
Let's-
part of
let's
that
vote
is
then.
the
Let's-
fact that
I
there's.
make a motion, we'll go ahead and vote then.
Okay,
I'll say,
I'll make a motion, we approve the MSA of Cherokee County.
motion is to approve the agreement.
I mean,
Is there a second to that motion?
I second.
All in favor?
Go ahead and ask for opposed.
Opposed? So what I need from you three is to come up with a way to uphold our ordinances and zoning.
If you wanna do it for the Cherokee County side,
Yeah, you can go
I'll
ahead and
vote on
Cherokee
it,
County.
I'll approve it.
You guys, you're not council members for the Cherokee side, you're council members for Nelson. But you took an oath to vote, you took an oath.
We just
To uphold
voted, let's carry
Nelson.
on to the next thing on the agenda. We
It's
just
my
voted.
meeting and I understand you voted.
We just
And we'll move
voted.
on from that, but I also want the citizens to understand that all of you took an oath to uphold our policies and our code enforcement for the entire city.
The way we see fit.
No,
All right.
sorry, it's the way, you should vote to make sure that every citizen in here is safe and that you've got processes
We're
in
gonna have
place.
election in November, so it'll be fine.
True, and then you'll be a paid official, so you.
That's why there's 5 of us too.
Exactly right. Okay, the next thing that we have is the voting on road striping for Highway 5.
There's nothing in there on it, because we were talking to these people, we don't have.
Did you print off the paper from Jeffrey Morton?
I don't have anything
There's two options. You have an option for road striping out here. It can be done within 30 days once it's agreed on. One option was $3,500 and the other option is $12,000, and that's cost. The $12,000 is for it's for the thermoplastic, which lasts longer, it's brighter. If you go back, if you stripe with what we've got on there now, you've just got what we got on there now, and that's not gonna do any good.
That's why it wore out in a month.
Pretty much. So the other option is the thermoplastic, and I think it was like 12 some few.
When we supposed to pave that road?
What do you think?
You're not paving
Oh,
Highway 5.
paving.
It's not on the list to be paved.
What'd you say the price difference was?
3,500 to roughly, I think it's like 12,000 some few, it's like 12 to 12 something.
Versus paint.
It'll last twice, 3 times longer.
Yeah.
It lasts, yeah, they said it would last until we had to repave the road. So, and we've had several complaints with not being able to see out there and
And that's letting Cherokee County do it.
that cost. So,
Is that what they're using in the county now?
it is what they're using on major highways.
Yeah, that's fine. If we ain't gonna pave it in the next 3 or 4 years.
You know, that one's not, there's 6 roads that we're looking at repaving with Cherokee County, and that's not one of them.
We need to get it done, it's hard to see.
It's 30, they said with it, after you vote and you choose, it's 30 days. They'll have it done within 30 days.
I'll make the motion, go ahead and do it.
For the thermoplastic?
Yeah.
Okay.
James, second and all, you just asking if
David
Get a motion, second, all in favor? Okay, unanimous. Okay. Discuss and vote to purchase additional speed bumps.
there's information. We've had several people call and request we put additional ones up. I believe it's Miss Dean called and said since we put the one on North Avenue, they're getting a lot of traffic coming down. Or not, when we put the one on Blue Ridge, we're getting a lot of traffic diverting down North Avenue and then down Winding Street to avoid it. So she said there's a large increase in traffic running through there. And then we've had a couple of people call and request them on Pickens Street, because we put cars that aren't even stopping at stop signs. We do have additional patrols in town, and I know one of the Pickens guys came by the other day and said they pulled numerous people over, they haven't been giving out tickets. They're just warnings to kind of, remind them that's a stop sign, and it doesn't mean don't stop. GSB's been in here as well. I don't know if they've given any tickets. We did have, it's Valerie Bone, I believe, that lives up on Pickens Street. She called to tell us that she very much appreciates dumpster days. She likes movie nights and stuff. She said she's not crazy about the speed bumps, but would like to possibly see speed humps. So I did check the pricing on it, and it's the third page into that section.
Something you can go a little faster over.
They were drastically more. It was like about 6 to 7 sections to cover the road. And then if you buy the end caps, they're like another $140. So you're looking at, I'd say between $750 and $800, $900 plus shipping each.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
from an affordability standpoint, we're much better off with just the speed bumps, but they're temporary. They can be pulled up and removed. But,
We could put them at every stop sign on Pickens Street, would we not?
I don't have a problem putting them all over there. I know that Kennesaw Avenue out through here, Marble Company runs stuff out there that it would be very detrimental to the stuff that they're running over them. So that's the only one I know that we would have like issues with.
Do they come in Pickens Street or no?
No, he said they run, he called it Apple Orchard Road, which I had to clarify because I'm not from here. But he said they run between 10 to 20 loads to tape. But that's the road they use the entrance and exit up here on Kennesaw Avenue. I'm also asking this because we need to kind of have an idea of how many we want to do, because they get you on the shipping. So if we're going to order them, we put in one order to avoid, unnecessary shipping fees. Go
I
ahead.
just ordered 4 more.
We have 2 more right now. We've only put out 1 set, because I wanted to see everyone's thoughts on adding additional ones. The one that Ms. Dean had mentioned on North Avenue, because people live there too. I mean, you kind of want input on people that live there that can be affected by it. But I have seen a great reduction in speed, just that I don't live on Blue Ridge, but people are slowing down. We really need another set up above there, that it's getting them in between, because those kids they're out there to play. And I mean, I've seen them, I've never seen them run out like in the road, but they are right there on the edge. They're not always
It was
waiting.
right there between, I don't know the lady's name, but between Duckett and the lady below him.
Yeah, that's what I was
That's
thinking.
like,
That's the
because I
primary
usually
area.
fly by their house and then slam on the brakes right there
Yeah.
and get to it.
And Mr. Duckett was one of the ones that was coming in saying, hey, I've got 5 grandkids here. And they are out there playing all the time.
Well, a lot of communities, you go in, they got them out at the stop signs where people actually have to slow down.
I have no problem with them. I mean, as long as it's not gonna interfere with stuff that's gonna come back on us. The fact that they're temporary and they can be picked up and do later, I think is helpful.
I agree.
But we have 1 set now that hasn't been put out, so we have a total of 2 sets. There are end caps on them if we're interested. They're $15 each, so it would add $30 to each one.
That's waste money.
I kind of think it is too. We didn't buy them for these, but it is an option, and someone was concerned about that.
I said about 3 cents a week, what we got.
Seem to have actually.
Well, maybe we want more than that. I mean, if we're gonna put in, we really need one more on Blue Ridge, which is the one we have, but we put another one on North to stop some of the diversion. And then you put a few on Pickens to stop the people that are flying down and not stopping at stop signs.
6 or 8 seconds.
That's what I'm thinking. But it's just if we're gonna do it, I would do it all at one time.
I had somebody contact me on Pickens Street, like the third to the last house, if you're going towards the subdivisions on Pickens, going towards Smoky Hollow. She said they fly by her house. I didn't know where he was talking about putting them out.
In the evening,
I don't
it
know.
jumps to 35 right there. And buddy, in the evening, there's motorcycles and stuff flying through
Oh,
there.
they're fun. Well, I used to walk the dogs over there, and there's been a
It's
few,
like all
especially.
night long, all night.
Well, she said, because she
Really
lives right there in
stop
that corner, they
sign
don't even
comes.
hit the brakes to go
Don't
through the
even
stop
try to
sign.
stop.
So if you want to put them on both sides of the stop
We
sign.
need a policeman hiding in the driveways.
I think they have a couple, I know Pickens has been in here a lot. There's been one guy that has called several times, and he actually called and his wife got pulled over. I'm probably gonna trouble putting that on camera. And the officer made her call her husband and hitting her ticket, just to tell him that she got pulled over in front of the stop sign, and he had them come sit and watch. It was kind of funny. But I do think we need several more sets, but we kind of need to decide how many and make one order.
Just however many y'all find.
I would,
That's cheap.
but I mean, that's what I think. So do you want, trying to see.
So you get 6 cents.
6,
So you only got one.
We've got,
You need them for 4, you need 2 for It's not sunlight.
The one set would work, I mean, you couldn't really stop.
You could do one on each side there, everywhere else they'd have to be kind of butted up. And I know the guy that lives down, it's like 1665 or something, going towards Cherokee in that corner right there. Because we have added a speed limit sign because there wasn't anything leaving Revis Mountain going out. We have put a speed limit sign up there, but they come, I think it's past the Jared's house up there too. They just rip around that corner right there because he's almost been hit backing out of his driveway. So it's just kind of randomly through town. I mean, I'm not opposed to finding a bunch of them and having them out and removing them as we see fit.
Well, like you can move them if you don't want them.
Exactly. And we've had to move, I mean, we moved the one that they put up on your road once already. I would propose we buy 8 more sets. But,
You wouldn't really do
Yeah.
anything where it was.
well, but the kids that were being, you know, that we needed to focus on were up there. But, so we're all good with like buying 8 more sets?
Yeah, I'll do
Okay,
it.
I'll make a motion to purchase 8 more
Second.
sets. So that's 16 total.
All in favor?
600 something bucks, something like that.
It'll be more than that, couple of sets. The shipping's what that one is, so if we want to do one more, save us a ton.
Okay. New business A, discuss bush hogging.
That was one that probably shouldn't have been put on here. Maintenance guy said that there's areas of town that he was told when we sold the sidearm mower that we were gonna have a company come in and trim it up. I didn't remember that, so I know James and I have talked some, because he said we have a bush hogging attachment. But the one we currently have goes, the original one went with the sidearm mower. There's another one that we have that attaches behind one of our machines, and from what Ricky's saying, this needs to be something that's over on the side. I don't know a lot about this stuff, so I may be misinterpreting, but I know that you have talked to him some too, because I don't even know how much, like area-wise, that needs to be done. He had just brought it up, and I didn't know if that's something we needed to do, or if that's something that you give him a pair of bush trimmers or the.
So we've got one area out, Blue Ridge North, and it's a bank. It can be cut with, you can spray it with weed killer, or you can use a weed eater on it or whatever. I don't see need for bush hogging that. That's why we got a, yeah, that's why we got a second person to do maintenance. The other place is out here on Highway 5, and it looks like those formosa bushes that stick out. There's just arms of them. And they can be cut off. There's just a section. It may be as long as this wall here. It can be a section. It can cut off with those loppers. I don't think you need a bush hog for that. And bush hogging work is expensive.
It's dangerous too.
Well, it is. So I just don't see a need to, that's me.
Well, they brought up pole saw and everything.
Well, they did, but I mean, these, so I let them look, these branches are a little bit bigger around than this, they're not double the size. And
What
they-
I'd like to know is what went with our bush hog.
So, the bush hog doesn't go with what we have now. We do have one.
Yes, it does.
There's,
And
the
it's,
original one went with the sidearm, which went when we sold
It
it.
didn't have one for the back, it just only had one on the side.
That's what Ricky told me the other day, was there was one that went with sidearm mower, but he said, we have one, but it's a rear attachment, like it's a pull.
That's right,
And he
it's for
says
the other
it's-
tractor up there.
Yeah, he said
Check
that
on that, 'cause he
attaches,
says
but
it's
he was under the
messed
impression it
up.
wouldn't work for that.
Yeah.
I
I
don't-
said somebody left a cap off of it or something. So I've heard a couple different stories and
He didn't.
I'll
they're
go
going
over
to
and look at it.
do that. But yeah, I actually went and looked at the areas that they talked about, that I don't see it. Not for the cost, when they can, I mean, that's what we hired a second person for.
Mhm.
So you'll take a look at our bush hog and
Yeah.
see what we have in
Sure will.
action.
Both sides, both sides.
Ricky Mappa in the building.
Okay, discuss vending machines.
Okay, I've looked up some of this stuff. The best prices were actually at Sam's for new ones. They were anywhere from like 3,100 to right under 4,000. There were a couple of used ones online, and they were running around 900. But at the same time, you don't really know what you're getting. So it's a little more information. It's not anything we have to decide tonight, but, we said we would get information and bring it in.
Is the same thing about saying like weather resistant,
Well, I
whatever.
put in the ones around door, and then these are the ones that pull up, because they have like the ones that are just running somewhere for snacks.
Yeah,
But, price-wise, most of them, the best prices ended up being from Sam's Club versus a used one that, you know, 50 shot as to whether that's gonna hold up or not.
They come with a warranty, and I mean, like a maintenance, they come out.
I would assume like a new one may. I don't know as far as them coming out and working with it or doing the stuff on it. I'll go back in and look. But it was just kind of an update as to this is
What
kind
do you
of.
plan on putting?
Check on one, see if they come with a warranty.
Yeah.
So warranty and, maintenance.
Yeah, say who would work, I mean, who you have to get to come out and work on it.
Yeah.
Discuss adding asbestos ordinance code to any home renovations or demolitions.
So what I've prepared, because the construction codes would require that, but what our ordinance seemed to miss was the requirement for a permit to engage in demolition. It required a permit for new construction, for improvements, it did not clearly require a permit for demolition. So I tightened that up to include to engage in any demolition, in addition to construction or improvements, you would have to come and get a permit. And then you're subject to, of course, following all required construction codes, which require you to do those studies and all that
Yeah.
before they'll give you approval. So if you wanted to vote on that, you could do your first reading / vote tonight and approve it for final version at the next meeting.
Motion to approve the ordinance.
I'll second.
all in
All in
favor?
favor?
We have to do one more reading, just one.
Yeah, do it again, September next meeting.
Next up is to discuss updating the city's travel plan policy.
Okay, so we have the travel policy was done, I guess a year or so ago. I've come across different things in the files when we were organizing some of the records room stuff. And there were a couple times I came across stuff where they had used the government rates for travel, so that it adjusts for mileage, it adjusts for per diem, and it fluctuates based on the location you're going, punching the zip code, gives you the average rate, and it varies too with the economy. So there's times it's up, there's times it's down, but it's always adjusting, and it's not something we have to go back in and reevaluate and change. It's just ever changing. And the current policy right now, for entire days is $30 a day and $15 for travel days. For some people, that's fine. I mean, honestly, I don't need a whole lot when we're out, but when you guys go to training, and I guess this also applies a lot to more men, you're gonna have a hard time eating on $30 a day somewhere. So the average rate for government stuff right now, I think, is 55. For travel days is 75% of whatever that rate is, so it breaks down to around 41. But it also varies, because there's areas you go that are higher cost-wise than other places. I know even when we went to training, we went out to dinner one night, all of us, and I think the cheapest thing on the menu was like $25 or so, which, I mean, it wasn't a big deal, but it's kind of like if you have to be somewhere for training and you don't want to end up out of pocket, especially if you're in a position that's unpaid or very lowly paid. So there was, it's just the rates that pulled off the GSA government website. They do have like the hotel rates in there as well, but we normally book the hotel stuff anytime any training is done. So I think it's easier to handle that here, but that way you also don't have to turn in receipts and all that mess either. But one of y'all's thoughts on that before anybody else has to go to training.
What did you say it was a day now?
It's 30 a day and 15 on travel day.
This we get man's.
I want to know how it got back down like it is now.
Not with the school, so.
And when it was up,
It
like
would,
it
it had
was.
been this way before, because I've come across it several times where per diem checks were written, and they were, it was based on a government rate, and it was changed beginning of 2018. But the way it's written now is that this is, it's just done. There isn't fluctuation. I think the mileage might fluctuate, but the per diem meal rate does not. And this way, it's a consistently changing policy that we don't have to reevaluate or go in and assess. It's just based on whatever the government does. So I didn't know if that was something that y'all wanted to do. I know we kind of all talked about it here and there off and on. But I just wanted it, if we're gonna do it, I want it in place before, especially before the newly elected training stuff comes up. And y'all have to go to town and have $30 to eat money. Good luck.
Make the recommendation, move on.
Do what?
What do you,
Get a motion to approve the $41 or the $55 a day for travel policy.
I make a motion to revise the travel policy to the government rates.
We have a
I'll
second.
second.
All in favor? Unanimous. Okay, Pickens County splost. So tonight we'll be signing an intergovernmental agreement with Pickens County, entering into the 6-year cycle, which will benefit the citizens of Nelson as well as all the other municipalities in the county. The county commissioners voted to go based on, or divvy up the SPOS funds based on population. So I believe they gave us our numbers, and it was 1.6, a little over 1.6 and change. So
The last time we heard it was like 900.
740 something.
Yeah,
That's
so
what we
we-
got last year, 749,000.
We got a drastic increase.
We did. Our projects with the work improvement program with the North Georgia Regional Commission, as well as our capital improvement program that was approved by the council, as well as renovations to this building, the city hall, a park for the Pickens County side, and also roads and streets. So it came out to $975,000, which 1.6 will maybe go a little bit further in helping us pave our roads and get some more stuff done here in the city. When we do our planning phase, we'll go through and see how we want to spend those dollars. We've got 3 categories we can do, spend it in. One is parks and recs, one is roads and streets, and one is facilities improvements. All right, and I'll sign that. I guess, Jeff, will you have to sign that with me, or is it just me entering into that agreement?
what's that, the agreement?
Yeah.
All of that's in here, all of it.
Okay, that intergovernmental agreement here, take a look at that and see exactly what I need to do for that. I think I just need to put my name on here and,
Correct.
well, it's asking for city clerk, so I guess I'll have to do it.
Test it.
Gotcha.
So
Okay.
if y'all will vote to approve the intergovernmental agreement and the resolution.
It's already been approved. It was with the county and Jasper. This is just letting the council know. We didn't have to enter into an intergovernmental agreement. We just have to say that if you read this, we know that it happened. And it basically, it went from a 5-year SPOS to a 6-year SPOS, and the only people that the county had to enter into an agreement with was Pickens County, or Jasper, the city of Jasper, because they have 50% of the population.
They have to authorize you to sign.
Yes.
So if y'all vote to authorize the mayor to sign
Make a motion.
these documents.
Authorize her to sign the
I'll
document.
Can I
say.
get a second? All in favor? Unanimous. Thank you. All right. Do we have public appearance? Anybody have anything that they would like to address the council with tonight? David Martin. Come on, stage your name.
David Martin, 1874 Kennesaw Avenue. I just want to say I'm a little disappointed in the council tonight for the MSA agreement and a little confused at the same time. So, and this might be for the attorney, who actually enforces the rules and regulations now then?
Council, kind of.
Okay, and then, so how do we go about that? I mean, how does it happen?
Letter is sent. If that letter is not responded to, we'll have to develop a process.
So the city doesn't have a process right now, is that what you're saying?
That's correct.
We can technically pull court here, but it's going to cost us a fortune to do it.
Okay, that's what I mean, I don't, understand
What
the
kind of
whole
problems
Pickens,
you have
Cherokee
right
County
now?
thing. I mean, that, to me, that didn't make any sense, the comment about, oh, they're gonna go to Cherokee County Court if you live in Pickens County. Well, when there was a police department here, and people got a ticket in Cherokee County, did they have to go to Pickens County, because this is where
They
they
come right here to court.
Was this Pickens County side?
Yeah, they come right here to court.
City of
This
Nelson.
is city and
City and Nelson.
So was the agreement not for the city of Nelson? That Cherokee County's handling it? That's what I'm kind of confused about. I mean, it seems like there's,
What kind of problems you have right now?
well, I'm just saying, if there is, I mean, we got, all kinds of stuff. Junk cars everywhere, trash in people's yards, people building without permits. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff. So, I'm just kind of wondering what the process is and everything.
People tearing down stuff without permits.
We didn't have a process for it to get a permit. That's why, I mean, there literally isn't. Until we have this, we don't even know like a fee assessment for it.
Because you want to go that route, we bought permits and all kinds of stuff. So, I mean, it looks like some of this stuff is directed at a couple different people, and y'all are elected to do what's best for the city of Nelson.
The way we see it.
Yes.
They have ulterior motives.
We're the citizens here.
Yeah.
No wonder.
That's all I had. I was kind of curious of, like the process and what actually has to happen, and what happens is you don't hear about the rules. That's kind of what I heard tonight.
David, I'll take an action to get up with Jeff and find out what course we have to put something in
I mean,
place.
I'm just kind of curious, it just didn't really make sense to me. Thank you.
If there's action we can take on the heavy hitters you're talking about, I mean, we could have court here at Nelson. We have a judge.
It's just the fact that it's gonna cost us so much.
I need to look at our budget, see where we need to make changes at order to, because if you remember, our budget was kind of tight, so we need to look and see where we can make changes at in order to do that. So,
And then we're offering to do it.
Mr. Kelly.
Lamar Kellett from Nelson. I have the same question pretty much the previous gentleman had. What exactly did you decide on tonight? It was there's a lot of talking across the table that I don't think we got a real good feel for what was going on tonight.
So I laid the plan out.
The agreement with the county did or did not pass.
It did not pass.
It did not pass. So that leaves us now with what?
Same place we've
Same
been for
place
the
we've
last,
been at.
2016. No course of action. No process to uphold it. We don't have a police department.
We
And
can do it, it's just gonna cost us a lot of money to do it. And this was the opportunity to do it with no cost.
well, you're saying you're going to establish a city court?
We have a court, we have a judge, we have an attorney. It's just that having stuff
Rick
served.
Jones is the magistrate judge for
Okay,
Nelson.
but you have to have a law enforcement official.
Yep.
And who is that?
We don't have one.
Who is it going to be? Is it
No.
going to be a marshal or is
It was
it?
voted down. We don't have one at this particular time. And honestly, I have no way to deliver those papers at this time. Cherokee County's not going to do it without an MSA agreement. Pickens County refuses to do it.
So this is a dead issue now, we're not going to.
No, it's not a dead issue. The council
We're
voted it
still in
down, and
negotiation
now,
on it.
no, we're not in
Because
negotiation, you voted no. So now what we have to
We're
do,
supposed to talk about it.
well, we can have a meeting, and we can talk about it, and then we need to see how best to go about it. I mean, I don't know what has to happen right now.
So the way I understood it, the part of contention was about where the court was.
I guess it's Cherokee County crossing Pickens County lines, is that correct? They don't want Cherokee County crossing Pickens County lines, and Pickens County don't have the manpower to come in and facilitate to Pickens.
Okay. if I could take 1 minute to preach.
Please.
When you're elected, I'll speak to the audience. When our people who serve us in the city are elected, they are elected to carry out the rules and regulations that are included in our charter and in our city ordinances. They have no other duty that they're supposed to do. They don't just dream up what they think is the best thing because they're a council person. They are mandated to carry out the rules of the charter. And in the past, that hasn't happened. In a lot of cases, like we've been not 3 years of no enforcement. It's been many years. So the problem we have, and we're going into election season, is we need to remind the people who serve on the council that they serve us as the citizens of this town. And they do it in accordance with the charter, not because of what makes them feel good.
Amen.
They have.
Some of them have ulterior agendas.
They have served.
I don't say they have ulterior agendas.
Well, there's a reason
But
why they want to
necessarily.
hold up the city.
Okay, guys.
A lot of the problem in the past is ignorance.
How many people
Who's
are here?
ignorant?
How many people here are from Pickens County, or the Pickens side? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. How many of you guys tonight would have voted to have voted for the MSA agreement?
Right.
1, 2,
I don't
3.
know.
I don't think a lot of people understand it.
No.
Because I've
No.
had
Where's the third one at?
I would
numerous
agree with
people call down here that I've talked to
I'm
us
not
about this week.
So Cherokee County, how many people are here from Cherokee County? How many people on Cherokee County side would have voted to have approved the MSA agreement?
Majority.
2,
No.
7.
There's no majority.
So you have 7 and 7, that's 14 people. How many people are here tonight?
For what?
7, 8, 9, 10, 24. So, yeah, that's 2/3. Your council, I get it. So I didn't ask the council, I just asked the audience.
Kennesaw.
Yeah.
I have the floor at the moment.
Okay, Lamar,
My
you
last
got 2 more
word.
minutes. Or
My
1 more
last
minute.
word that I used, I want to clarify.
Okay.
I said, not that the council has agendas, but it's through ignorance. That's not ignorance
saying that
as a
ignorant.
person, that's ignorance of the rules. Ignorance of the rules. You don't know what your job is, some of you. So, and no doubt the next people that come in will not either. So, that's the point I'm trying to make. These people serve us. So if we just let them do whatever they want to, that's what they'll do. So, thank you
If you
very
wanna
much.
go to court in Cherokee, vote us out.
They have been serving.
Okay.
There's 3 seats that will be open this fall too.
I'm not gonna do it while voting because
You can do it.
my name's Shane Popham. I live at 1684 Pickens Street. I would like to address the council. What county do you live in, Mr. David Hamby?
Pickens, yeah.
And what county do you live in, Mr. Nathan?
Pickens.
Seems funny how the two that's voting against the MSA agreement live in Pickens, live
I
in
live in
Cherokee without
Pickens.
anything.
I live in Pickens.
I told the mayor if they wanted to do it specifically for Cherokee County, because Cherokee County's handling it, I'd vote yes.
That's where problems are on Pickens Highway.
What's the rationale behind that? I don't understand the rationale. It's the city of
If you
Nelson.
live in Pickens, you shouldn't have to drive 20 miles to go to court.
Well, that's just I think if you're in Cherokee, you shouldn't have to go to Pickens, go to the doctor or
All the
something.
rules, you don't have to worry about
If I get a doctor in Kansas.
Exactly, people need to follow the rules.
Yeah, why would you go to court if you weren't back in the system all the way to that? It's like going to the Supreme Court or something like that. Why would you have to go to court at all?
Exactly.
Anything else?
No, thank you.
I'm Michael Brown, everybody know me around here. I'm just gonna speak on one thing. I understand what everybody's talking about. It has become a thing like favoritism. So when everybody wanna gang up on one person, we all get together to do it. And that's what we have our issues there with, not even on our neighbors, just with people in general in the community. And that's what we need to stop doing, trying to make everybody live like you live. So if I want to live in a mansion, let me live, but if you want to live in a trailer, you live in that trailer next door to my house. So it needs to stop trying to force people to do things. The lady over there, she's elderly. I reached out to her to help her clean around her house, free of charge. And if the city is so much on helping each other, then you will have a work day to go out and help senior citizens in their yard. Instead of sending them all these letters, stacks of letters of how many days they got to do that. That's my thing, that's all I have to say.
But also, if you're preaching that, you have to practice that, because I believe you just told your neighbor he had to pull his fence down.
Oh, I didn't tell him he had to put it down. I showed him the city code where it's supposed to be 46 feet high.
I have the.
I cannot even see in my yard at night. You come up to my house.
But you're saying that you should just leave.
I didn't tell him to put it down. I didn't tell him to put it down.
You just went to him and told him to take his
I
fence
did
down.
not tell him he had to put his fence down. I told him he needed to bring it down to the code. But you said
You
it's my house.
have to practice what you preach.
I'm correct. But you said that's my
You're
house.
doing the exact same opposite
Okay.
of what you just said.
No, I'm
I
not.
have the email.
I asked him, did his seller tell him about the fence? And you said that day, that night, then asked him, and he told you all it was coming down in 6 weeks. Did he not? Did he not tell you that? Did he not? The council was here? I'm not even gonna say you didn't hear.
What I heard was is that we were looking at which way the fence was.
Well, the way it's turned, it's not my privacy fence. It's supposed to be turned back. I'm supposed to have this side, and he's supposed to have that
We
side.
have a whole
Okay.
subdivision where
No
it's not, so
problem.
a person's gonna pay to have a fence put up, they should get the good side, but that's just.
But that's not the
giving my yard. I understand that, but you can't, and we need to look at that code because we have a whole subdivision where the fences are done that way, and we have multiple fences right here in the city that's done that way. It is something that needs to be looked at, I agree. Yes, sir.
Anthony Simpson, 1791 Pickens Street. When I came to the first meeting out here some months back, I never felt so much heat and animosity and bickering like I'm feeling now. City council, y'all get y'all stuff together. Residents, y'all get y'all stuff together. Go into a church or something and pray, because this is getting out of hand. We need to come together. All this fighting towards one another, we need to stop it. When I first came down here, everybody was loving one another. Now everybody got each other, jumping down each other's throat. Let's get this together. Y'all work on stuff to help citizens, y'all get them a break and let them work on stuff to help us. If it don't work, then we'll go to battle. But let's get this thing under control. This don't make no sense. We just a small community. We got more problems than Atlanta. They're a big community. Let's get this together and work on this thing and let's get it squared away. I don't know what the problem is, but let's get it squared away. If y'all want to go out in November, go on out. But right now, let's get it squared away till November get here. We're supposed to love one another, not be fighting with one another. This is ridiculous.
Anybody else have anything? I'll take that as a no. Can I get a motion to adjourn the meeting?
Motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
All in favor? Unanimous?